everyone, Brandy here, and I am the Quilter on Fire. Today I'm going to give you my top 10 tips for quilters. You know I love lifting you up, so here we go. Number 1, buy the best you can afford, but start off simple. You don't need to get everything for quilting all at once. Try minimalist quilting if you're just getting started with a simple mat, a rotary cutter, one multi-purpose ruler, your sewing machine of course, and then an iron and your fabric and thread. Start off as simple as possible and grow your stash, your tools, and your quilting practice over time. Number 2, take a class. Find a mentor or learn from a friend. If there's something you want to learn, find someone who does it well. If you're a beginner, take a class on effective cutting and piecing. Start simple and don't make it too hard on yourself by picking an advanced project. I hear story after story about quilters choosing a t-shirt quilt which has tricky fabric and it's so hard they never finish it off. And by all means, take advantage of the internet. The YouTube channel is a treasure trove. And if you get stuck on anything, look it up and you will likely find the solution or be able to ask the experts in the comments. Number 3, read the instructions. Carefully read pattern instructions for buying enough fabric, for the proper measurements, and so you have the big picture in your mind from the start. When you are measuring, double check the pattern before each cut. Measure twice, cut once, and you will be much less likely to make a mistake and waste that precious fabric. Number 4, body position. While you quilt, think about the ergonomics of your sewing desk and chair. How do you feel after quilting for a while? Relax your shoulders and your hands. Get up and walk around once in a while. Stretch your hands, wrists, neck, and back after long periods of sitting and sewing. Treat your body well and it will serve you longer. Number 5, use a design wall or a design table or a design floor. This kind of space will allow you to lay your project out, piece it bit by bit, and return it to its spot so you don't get blocks mixed up or turned around. When you're always looking at the whole picture, you are less likely to make a little mistake. Number 6, get comfortable with stitching an accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance. This is the space between your raw edges and the stitch line when you're piecing fabrics together. Know where your needle lies and how it works with the foot you're using to make that seam allowance. Measure the seam allowance with your ruler to make sure it's a 1/4 inch. Having an accurate seam allowance will result in blocks that are the right size. Make a test block to ensure it's the right size, and then you can adjust your seam allowance accordingly. Number 7, pressing your fabrics before, during, and after piecing will make your quilt life so much easier. Be sure to use the right iron temperature for your fabric. Be sure to press your fabric and seams rather than ironing and dragging the iron around. Check patterns for pressing directions because they might suggest ways to press so that you can nest seams. Generally, you'll press light to dark to avoid shadowing under your quilt, and you'll press opposite directions for each row so seams nest when you're piecing rows together. Number 8, baste your quilt layers well. Whether you're using the old school methods of long thread basting stitches or safety pins, or you are spray basting your quilt or using a fusible batting, you'll want to be sure it's basted well to avoid puckering in your quilting. Last 2 tips. Number 9, quilt your own quilts. Yes, you can. There is nothing wrong with hiring an amazing long arm friend to quilt your quilts. But if you have the desire to quilt your own quilts, start simple by adding a walking foot to your quilting practice. Then move to free motion and grow from there. Practicing on smaller projects like placemats, mug rugs, and table runners will help you grow your skills fast. Number 10, create a finishing routine. After every quilt project, replace your needle and clean your sewing machine bobbin case and the area, and oil your machine if your machine prefers that. Put the pins back in the pin cushion, tidy up the area, and cover your machine to prevent dust from settling. Do you have another great tip? Add your favorite tip in the comments below. Thank you for watching this Quilter on Fire video, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. See you next time.